Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Giuliano here, and welcome to a CannaChef's Life, the podcast designed to bring value to chefs in the cannabis industry through interviews of chefs and sponsors of the industry. I am here today with a very special chef. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Chef.
Hello, everybody. I'm Chef Dennis Clark, Chef Clark Edibles, Washington, D.C., DMV area. Also, Chef Clark Catering. How are you, brother? How's everything going?
Oh, it's going fantastic, man. It's going fantastic. I mean, things are a little, I live in Florida, so it's as fantastic as it can be for the times, but it's
Absolutely.
it's been okay. It's definitely been okay. How have you been up there?
Well, we're all right over here in the DMV. We're not in Mar-a-Lago, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
But we're right here in Black Lives Matter capital. Everything is great. The industry is rocking and rolling up here. The cannabis industry is alive and thriving in the DC area.
Nice. Now I actually have a couple of customers in the DC area for some other software industry related things. And I've been able to go into the DC area particularly and get involved in some of the underground cannabis, just a couple of pop-up shows while I was out there. And it's a very interesting industry. Can you kind of explain the laws in DC and how the sale of cannabis works?
Well, in DC, it's kind of funny. There's a very gray area. It's called Proposition 21. Is it Proposition 21? Anyway, it's I-71 compliant here in DC is what it's called. So in DC, we don't sell cannabis, we gift it. So the loophole here is to offer you a wonderful t-shirt. I have you a t-shirt or something of value that you are able to gift or sell for a particular price, 60, 70, and then you are gifted the cannabis. In DC, it's been very lax. It's been the Wild Wild West out here, but in the pop-up scene. But it's been very cool. We've had a lot of love from the local cannabis community. It's been a little bit of rocks and roads there with a little bit of raids here and raids there, but it's been, for the most part, very cool. They've let us operate under the radar. But that's not to say that the dispensaries don't like us very well, because our quality of cannabis is a lot higher grade than theirs. And,
right.
You know, it's all right, but there are a few awesome cannabis pop-up organizers in DC. Definitely hit me up. I'll give you a list. There are a few good ones that you can go to where you will find some very quality A1 vendors. And for DC to be 20 miles in each direction, I'm telling you, we got some fire here. We got everybody comes through DC. New York comes through DC. Miami comes through DC. California comes all the way through DC. DC is the Mecca. And we have made the cannabis industry mark out here for sure.
Nice. Now, how long have you been in the DC area?
I was originally born in Puerto Rico, and I came to the States when I was 5. Lived in New York for a while, and then moved to DC, Maryland. So I've been in DC, Maryland my whole life. I lived in LA for a little while doing the acting thing, but after I left LA, I went back home and was undecided on what I wanted to do. Ended up going to culinary school in New York City, taking an entrance exam. This is before tuition at Peter Cump's, which is now ICE. This is before tuition was like $54,000. I was like in the work study program, and I worked there for a year, and my tuition was paid for two semesters. So I had 3 years of culinary schooling, worked there 1 year for free, and that paid for my tuition and books and all that good stuff, and had my externship. I have a crazy story if you'd like to hear it.
Absolutely. We're all about it.
I had a choice. This is crazy. I had graduated, and to finish graduating, I had to have my externship at a restaurant. So I had a choice. I could do a paid externship, which was in Long Island, which I didn't have to take the train to come to the city anymore. It was right there. I was living in Huntington. I could go to the restaurant there and have a paid externship, or an unpaid externship humping my ass at no other than Windows of the World. If you don't know where Windows of the World is, it was Twin Towers. And I was supposed to start September 8th. if I would have took the unpaid externship, that was that Monday, I would have been there on the second day and I would have been in Windows of the World, but I ended up taking the paid externship, which started on a Sunday, and I worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then when I went to work Tuesday, I was floored. I was shook. I was shook. So that's a little boo-boo. How about that?
Oh man, that's insane.
That's crazy, right?
That is. So then,
That's crazy.
roundabout, how old were you then there as your chef career was kind of starting out after
Well,
college?
believe it or not, this is a nice 50-year-old now. So I'm thinking I was definitely already in my late 20s,
Okay.
early 30s, late 20s. Yeah, early 30s.
Nice. Now, when you came back, because you said you were out in LA for a stint of acting, when you came back from that, what made you decide that cooking was where you wanted to be?
Oh man, it was either gonna be cooking or music. I had no other. I didn't know what else to do. Didn't know what else to do. My dog is growling here. Didn't know what else to do. So I had my girlfriend at the time. Told me I should go ahead and try culinary school, cooking. Don't mind me, guys. I have to go out here on the grill and check out on some stuff. I'm doing a late night dinner, and told me I should try culinary. And I said, okay, well, let me go up there. And I took their little entrance exam and ended up qualifying for the work study program. So that's where I ended up going to Peter Kump. And now the tuition is like 50,000 now, like, or not 50,000, like, yeah, 54,000, fuck around. But I just fell in love with food and hip hop music. And that's what really got me going. It saved my life. And then the whole culinary aspect was me being on my artistic side. But then when the world of cannabis came into it, I ended up going to my first pop-up in the city about 4 years ago, believe it or not.
Really?
About 4 years ago. And I went with a friend and he was like, yeah, you gotta go to the pop-up, check it out. I was like, all right, come on. Ended up going and I saw edibles, concentrates, and all that shit. I was floored. It was my first time. And what dawned on me was seeing the packaging for the edibles. Like they were packaging shit up in, shit like this with
Right.
no creativity. And I'm like, wow, and they're selling that for that. I'm like, I can make my shit look way better than that. So I went to like 3 or 4, did a little bit of research and said, you know what? I can do this shit. Took me a month to get all my logo and all that good shit together. I hit the ground running and boom, Chef Clark Edibles was born. Granted, I was doing all right with the catering and personal chefing was all right. But once the edibles hit, it was like it was a lightning bolt. I was a point in my life that I was very bored. I wasn't challenged in the culinary field anymore. I was Mr. Snyder's personal chef for the Redskins. I worked for the Redskins. I helped open up a restaurant called Ocean Prime in here, DC. I've helped do an Indian fusion restaurant called Indie Blues, a bunch of different restaurants. My culinary career is extensive, and I don't even talk about it anymore. I was actually an executive sous chef at Michael Jordan's restaurant here in DC when it was open for a short stint. And when the edibles came around, man, I tried to make them like I would want them. I wanted to put the quality into them like I would want them. And I got a good feedback from folks. I went to Howard, so I had a lot of connection with the hip hop community, with a lot of folks around the HBCU world. I traveled a little bit, so I'm a friendly, personable person. So it went well, and word traveled, and now I'm in demand, and I'm just trying to take it to the next level. My next goal is my Caribbean sports bar in Puerto Rico, which I'm working on getting all that stuff done. But with the COVID stuff, it slowed down a little bit. And the funny thing about the COVID, it's recession proof. The edible business is recession proof. Cannabis business is recession proof. Alcohol business, recession proof. Only people really making money are pharmaceutical companies, drug dealers, liquor stores, your neighborhood friendly delivery guy. I mean, it is what it is. But I have one of my best selling products is my honey. And I feel that I'm doing like a very communal service because I have a lot of clients that are loving the honey because they're on dialysis, they have cancer. It's different medicine and it's reacting to different folks different ways. Some can't eat, they have a sleep deprivation, but it's all wonderful. It's all great how this flower, this plant, this herb is healing the world and bringing folks together. When I met Brooksy out in Las Vegas, his brother opened open arms. I met so many cool chefs out in Vegas that it opened my eyes to see how far this could go. And that's just on the West Coast.
Mm.
I don't see too many cats on the East Coast, but I'm trying to be that big ambassador. I'm going to make it a point this year and in the beginning of next year to really push the Canna Union out here in DC because it needs to be where the nation's capital. It definitely needs to be on the map. Yeah. And hopefully our new vice president is going to make it happen, and we're going to be smoking backwoods at the White House.
Hey, you never know. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Sorry, I went on a little rant there.
Oh, you're fine. That's fantastic. You actually transitioned well because one of the next questions is, how did you start into cannabis? Now, with your culinary career, I know you kind of walked me through. You were in your early 30s started. How long into your culinary career before you really made the transition to edibles? Was it like early on, or was it quite a bit into it?
Oh, it's quite a bit into it. I was cooking maybe 20 years, and I just started doing the edibles about maybe 3 to 4 years now.
Okay, now when it comes to cannabis, particularly with smoking and consumption and things, because some of the chefs didn't actually start consuming until they started cooking with it. Was that the same for you, or has this been more of a lifetime thing?
Oh man, it's been a lifetime thing. I'm a pothead. As long as this picture has been in circulation, it's as long as I've been smoking. I'm trying to tell you, as long as it's been in circulation. And there's the famous logo there, guys.
Yes, fantastic. Check out Chef Clark's Edibles on Instagram. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. So yeah, I've been smoking quite a long time. And I can remember when weed was called out here, it was called kind bud. Like that was like the super duper shit, and you can only get the kind bud from the white boys. Like, and where my parents live, I live right down the street from University of Maryland. So growing up as a youngin', the white boy college was right there. I'm playing basketball with Lynn Bias and all that shit. So all the good marijuana was up there. They called it cess or kind bud until the what the hell is the album? When Snoop's album, The Chronic, came out. That's when all the fucking names started going crazy. This is The Chronic, blah, blah, blah. But I had a good time. Vegas is awesome, man. And the cannabis industry has a long way to go, dude. It has a long way to go. But the legislation that they have here, I think it's gonna finally hit the curve.
Yeah.
Hit the turn, rather.
So now with your career, the way it's taken, and you said that luckily the edibles industry is kind of recession proof as it happens. Did you have to change strategy at all with COVID, or were you able to continue to operate?
Actually, what they call now, and a lot of the vendors are doing it now as well because of the COVID. I mean, there's still events going on, but we have what they call, of course, there's still pop-ups going on, but we made our own little thing called curbside pickups. So, our VIP clients, they usually have their menu, they get their menu, and they go ahead and, they make their selection. We have a specific designated spot where we go and tell them to meet at a particular time where they can go and pick up their product, and boom, boom. So that is the only thing that we had to change, that I changed, and it's actually been beneficial to me in more ways than one. And it's picked up. I mean, I got to say that COVID has actually boosted the edible business in Chef Clark Edibles because, the parents, they're in the house all that damn day with the kids. They can't smoke unless they're open with their kids. And I mean, yet and still, I mean, I smoke around mine, but that's only like if they just happen to walk into the basement, which is the man cave. But I wouldn't sit there and blaze a joint in the living room with them there. But you know, kids are very smart. Kids are very smart. But you know, it's actually helped out. It's helped out. They want to come and get their brownies and gummies and all that good stuff, you know. But I'm more so now. I'm great on the snacks. I'm loving the snacks. I'm bored with the edibles. So that's why my biggest passion is now infusing more fine dining food, like Chef Ann out there with what's her name? With Brooksy. What's the young lady's name? Spanish
Chef,
girl, Chef.
there was Chef Eliza, there's Chef Ray.
Chef Eliza. Yeah, Chef Eliza, Chef Ray. Well, we're all on the same page to start doing food now. More mainstream food. I want to do rack of lamb infused. I've done plenty of meals infused now, but that's where it's turning, the world of fine dining. I want to be able to pair, you know, meals with wine and have a Sauvignon wine connoisseur pair the meals with the wine. And shoot, if we could find somebody that's doing infused wine now, that's the level where we're trying to get to.
Right.
That's where we want to get. We want to have a cannabis fine dining dinner in the White House. That's where we want to be.
Now, with in your personal career shifting into more of the fine dining, do you have like a game plan, or you already understand how you're progressing into that, or what are you kind of doing to make that happen?
Well, being that I have the catering LLC under Chef Clark Catering, you know, I have a lot of the equipment already as far as fine dining. So I've been offering personal meals either at the house for 2, 4, or 6, where they could pick their amuse, their appetizer, their entree, and their dessert, and but give them a set price. I'll come there. I'll have a lot of the stuff already pre-made, but I'll do the hot food there, plate, serve, and you know, it's just like doing a regular catered event. But now it's the twist on, okay, you can get it with the option of being infused or non-infused. And it's just like meal prep. Meal prep has taken off in a big way out here in the city. I know a lot of chefs that are out of work from the restaurant, but have supplemented well doing meal prep. And you know, it's pretty lucrative out here. It's a lot of government workers. A lot of folks out here can't cook. It's a lot of people can't cook. You better believe it. There's a lot of people can't cook, and it's a lot of money in Washington, D.C. D.C. is almost as much or more than to live than Midtown Manhattan now, right now.
Well, in regards to your career and kind of how you've progressed over the years, what would you recommend for somebody just now starting into either the chef industry, you know, just being a chef, or being a chef who cooks with cannabis?
Well, being a chef, you got to earn your stripes. You got to earn your stripes. One thing all cooks and chefs can't stand is somebody coming out of culinary school. Just because they graduate culinary school does not make you a chef. Just because you got the right to wear that jacket like that, because I know a lot of chefs, a lot of awesome chefs with no papers that have been putting in work, that cook circles around some 5-star Michelin chefs that I know. Anyway, but hard work. You got to have a passion for it. You got to be the first one there and the last one to leave. That's how I got my stripes. And, you know, grind. I'm on my feet. When I was paying my dues, I mean, I'm working 15-hour days. No problem. I'm smoking. I keep it to myself. I help everybody in the kitchen. I help the weakest link. And, you know, always cover your back. You cover your back, and then you can help somebody else. You'll always be all right. You finish your work and then find something else to do. There's always something to do in the kitchen. When I was managing cats, I see cats leaning. You got time to lean, it's time to clean. I kept a spot on the kitchen, but you got to have a passion. It's not something for the weak at heart.
Right.
Because it's going to be some long days. You know, as chefs, it's fucking 3 holidays that we can't fucking stand. It's Mother's Day, Easter, and goddamn Thanksgiving. We can't stand it. Can't stand it. That's
So
your test. That's
Easter,
what,
Easter, really? I've never heard that before.
oh my God, son, we're out here, you know, Easter dinner, cats want to go to Easter dinner or they're not cooking. It's a lot of folks that can't cook. So they want to go out and get a prefix meal or they want to take the family out. And, you know, here, you know, it's a lot of Jewish folks. They're not really celebrating Easter.
So I don't
Keep it
want to
light.
keep you from eating. So I got a few more questions here. We can get
Okay.
this wrapped up. In
Talk to me.
terms of your infusing career, what kind of instrument do you use to infuse, and what is your preferred infused base product? A butter, an oil, a tincture?
I prefer oil. I make my own oil. I decarb. I do the whole thing. I make my own tincture. I use the old recipe of the Green Goblin, but I do use my own. I make my own oil. As a matter of fact, I have some sitting right here that I just made, and I usually make about 2 gallons, and I use it for everything. I like oil because it has a higher smoke content. Oh, you see that? There it is. Oh, yeah, it's getting hard there. But it's all wonderful, nice and green. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. You got jars of this shit, man.
Beautiful.
Come on,
Okay. So I just actually honestly had one more question for you.
okay.
And the question is, as one of the owners of the union, what could we be doing to help you more with your career? What would you like to see from us that you're not currently seeing?
More events.
More events?
More events and showcase. We need to do more events where Chicago, where food is popular, where that industry is, where food is popular. DC, Chicago, Florida, down there by you. I think we need to host some cool events. We'll find some cool ass Airbnbs. We'll showcase 3 to 4 chefs and keep it like that. And get involved with the pop-up scene down there and we don't even have to do that. We can get down and promote. It's going to be a cannabis dinner only event. We can pre-sell those tickets and we can make some money and do some marketing at the same time. But I think as a whole, I think that a traveling showcase of our chefs that would be awesome. And I think we need to hold a yearly meeting every 3 months in Vegas, where we can be comfortable and smoke and fun. And then we can have an annual trip. I think we need to build more relationships with the team that's going to be in there in the long run.
Awesome. Oh, those are great suggestions. I agree. That would be fantastic. Well, that's the main questions that I had for you tonight. So thank you so much for your time. Any parting words for our listeners?
It's 420 every day, at least 2 times a day. Make sure you got yours rolled up. Stay safe and love food like I love food. Keep doing what you're doing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Chef Clark. For more videos from us, go ahead and visit us on our YouTube channel. Check out more episodes of this particular podcast to gain even more insight on how to improve your CannaChef career. And to take your career to the next level, please visit us at ccunion.org. That's ccunion.org to sign up for the CannaChef Union, get exposed to new opportunities, get exposed to sponsorships, and get exposed to gigs. Before I let you go ahead and I see you've got a whole bunch of things you've got going on. Go ahead and plug yourself here.
You can find me at Chef Clark Edibles, ChefFClark on IG, or Chef Clark 2020, or Chef Clark 2021. That's 2 F's, or Chef Clark Catering on Facebook, or Chef Clark Catering LLC on Facebook. You can reach me anytime. I don't do the TikTok. I don't do the other shit. Those are my own social medias. For the bootleg dark web, hit me on Burner's social outlet called Social Club. You can find me on Chef Clark Edibles on there, spelled the same way. And IG is Chef Clark DMV. Hit me up. I got you covered. I do mail order as well.
Oh, beautiful. Well, again, thank you so much for your time, Chef Clark. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Those kebabs looked fantastic. Please enjoy tonight. And we'll hopefully have you back on here again soon.
That sounds good. I'm going to go and see Brooksy next Thursday.
Beautiful. Hopefully
No,
we get some
Tuesday after
great
next.
footage.
Tuesday after. There it is.
Awesome. Well, have a great night. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, brother. Have a blessed one.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching episode 4 of A CannaChef's Life. For more episodes, please visit us on YouTube or Facebook on the CannaChef Union channel. I am your host, Alex Giuliano. Thanks for watching.